Hello everyone, it's your boy lifeofpet, and I am proud to announce that after 20 long years of pain, rage, but hope, a game I started as a 7-year-old boy and seen through as a 27-year-old man has finally reached its inevitable outcome. Everything that has a beginning has an end. For glory, for immortality, I have completed another world. As if this glorious occasion couldn't get any more epic, I'm delighted to introduce my co-commentator for the evening, the Prince of Old School Gaming, Another World's Another World, the penetrator of boss fights, my good console gaming friend, Clarky Snap.
Did you write that down on a script?
Yeah, I wrote it on my iPhone.
Oh, that's pretty good. That you're a very
thank you.
You're in a very up and coming professional, Petro. Yes.
Mate,
hello, everybody.
I had time on the tram, so I was like, let me write something nice for my dear friend.
Ooh, fair enough.
Anyway, sorry for cutting you off. But no, honestly, mate, thank you for joining me. Absolutely great that you've joined me. I'm really excited, actually. So yeah, definitely thanks for that, mate.
No problem.
The reason... Did I ask you? Did you ask me to be on this?
I think I kind of asked you because I have a very long and illustrious history of loving this game.
With this game. I told you I was doing a video of this game. So you said, not maybe I should be on it, but you were like, okay, I can jump on it. We talked about it before, but I think, yeah, definitely perfect opportunity because you are the prince of this game, like I said in my little entrance.
I wouldn't say prince. I've played it quite a few times though.
You played this when it originally came out, 20 years ago.
Yeah, I think I had it on the Amiga.
Wow. I had it on the Sega when it came out 20 years ago.
Oh, well, you're just young, aren't you?
Yeah, so I was about 7.
I would have been about 12 or 13, I think.
No, you weren't, mate. What's wrong with you?
What?
You were 12 if I was 7.
Yeah. Well, how old are you?
No, I believe I'm 27 now.
Well, I'm 33.
Okay, there you go. All right. Well, these are.
Do you want to know my shoe size as well?
Yes, please. These are the old school graphics, by the way. So I've turned it. I'm playing. Let's explain quickly. I'm playing this on the PS4 version, 20th anniversary. With a quick press of the triangle, you can actually see the graphics as it was 20 years ago. So quickly, just go through the boring things. It's available on PSN and on Wii U, Xbox as well, Clarky, or?
I think it's on all formats, yeah.
On formats.
3DS.
Oh, that's very good. Cross-buy on PlayStation 4. So I actually really enjoyed playing this on the PS Vita. Really fun.
Yeah, the only thing I noticed with the controls is they're not very good if you use the analog stick.
Oh, I noticed that as well. They're not good at all, mate, with the analog stick. You have to use the old school... what is it, just buttons?
Yeah, it's called the D-pad. Yeah, it was... I found when I was moving with the analog stick, you kind of push left and nothing would happen. You sort of had to double push it to move.
No. But it is a good port, though. I think, aesthetically, it looks nice. I mean, just to talk quickly about the old game, at the time, it was a bloody amazing looking game, wasn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
I remember seeing it. It was the first time I actually noticed cutscenes, like as a 7-year-old. I had the previous games I used to play on the Sega were sort of Mickey Mouse games, like Mickey Mouse Castle of Illusion, Aladdin. I played a lot of Disney games, which didn't really have cutscenes, and this had 3D cutscenes. It had a story.
They used a technique called rotoscope in the animation we see right at the beginning of the video where he actually picks the gun up. That was actually the guy who created the game's hand, just literally picking a pretend gun up. And then
really?
And then it was sort of mapped into the game, or however the hell they did it. But yeah, it's always looked good, this game. I think it's the fact that it is fairly unique and it sort of captures that whole essence that you're in a completely, like another place, if you will, or another world.
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind just quickly informing the audience of, like you just said, the story, the background. You're in another world. What's really gone on? Who are you and where are you?
Well, you start the game as basically the protagonist, Lester, who's obviously some sort of professor because he...
Professor Lester.
That's it, Professor Lester, the gaming's most famous Ginge.
Definitely. Has there been another ginger character, like not even as famous, another ginger character, man?
Well,
not Jackster from
from the.
No, well, I think the fact that you're asking asking says everything.
Really, honestly, yeah.
Yeah, you basically start in your basically go and visit your own particle accelerator, because obviously back in the 90s everybody had their own particle accelerator.
90s, 80s, mate.
Yeah,
Wasn't
well,
it?
yeah, no, 91, and he's
Oh, is it?
he's kind of running an experiment which is meant to transport a particle to another location, and the building gets hit by a lightning, and
You're explaining this in so much detail, and yet the video at the start was literally what we saw to understand this story. It was like a 10-second video for us to understand what the hell's going on. No words.
This is the thing. I kind of like that it leaves a lot to the imagination as well, because you kind of
Oh,
remember games like this more fondly. But yeah, I just think it was just so well executed.
Well, I remember at the time, being 7 years old, not being able to pass the second level.
Oh,
I mean, this is such a hard game. I really want to stress how hard it is. How random the puzzles are. Because it is a platform game with puzzle elements. I mean, just this bit here, the bat that's hanging upside down, I just shot that bat. I didn't do that just for fun. You have to shoot that bat so it can get stuck in the... I don't know what that is, but it has to get stuck in that sort of arm thing.
Tentacle creature
thing, so you can run past it, jump past it, otherwise it grabs you. I mean, at the time, how on earth, are you supposed to know to do these things?
Wow.
How on earth am I supposed to know to smash this from the left-hand side, shoot that from the right-hand side, touch this wall, break through here? I mean, at the time, this must have been... I can't believe how you completed this at the time.
It's a lot of trial and error involved, but...
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I've played this game a lot of times over the years, and you can do a run through of this game if you know what you're doing in around about 45 minutes.
You can, but if you don't, you can. This game can take you 4 to 5 hours, I would say.
Exactly, and obviously, the 4 to 5 hour mark sounds a bit more convincing when the time you would have been paying about 40 or 50 quid for this game.
Jesus Christ! Was that on the Amiga? Was it 50 quid back then?
I don't recall how much it was. The console versions have certainly been that much. Amiga had probably been about 20 or 30 quid.
Well, I've still got the Mega Drive edition with me, and I've still got the original sticker that I bought it. My dad bought it back then. With a pre-owned label in it, so God knows what I was buying pre-owned games back then. For 25 quid pre-owned this game. Wow. So I mean, that is not
brilliant.
We bought it today for £6.50.
Yeah, this bit here was one I couldn't quite recall from the past when I played it on the PS4. You asked your buddy who sort of accompanies and saves you at certain points. You had to. You
have to make sure he came along.
Well, that's it. You'll see back there. He's sort of struggling against a metal grate, and what
what the hell is that metal grain? Like, how
exactly.
on earth are you supposed to know what that is?
Well, this is it. Yeah, I mean, you'll got obviously eventually through many deaths in this finally figure out.
Bashing your head like, what the hell do I do?
You have to shoot out the chandelier that's on the floor below him, and it obviously loosens this grate off so he can get past it and save you in a scene that happens a little later on where you kind of balls to the walls being attacked by the bad guys. And
the only way to know to do that is literally to fucking do everything you can until there's nothing left to do. I mean, this bit here, I have to shoot this chandelier, if it is a chandelier again, on top of the guy underneath. And unless you go underneath to see the guy, you wouldn't know that guy is unbeatable. He's just amazing. He's got a gun, he's got grenades. You can't beat him. You have to go upstairs, shoot that with perfect timing, so you see the reflection of the guy and it lands on top of him. If you shoot it wrong, then you have to die to reset it so you can play that. I mean, how on earth were you supposed to know to do this?
That's it. It was difficult, but the visual clues are there. And it kind of gets to the point where you've probably done it 20 or 30 times and you sort of stop and think, oh, hold on a minute, I'm missing something here. It's not that this game's broken, I'm just genuinely missing something. That's when you eventually... Yeah, we're going. That's when you eventually figure out what you need to do. I mean, and then in the bat bit you were talking about earlier, it's difficult, but the clues there, you've got this element on screen that's sort of stands out towards everything else with a very grey and blue background.
Yeah.
You've got this red and black object, so you're kind of eventually going to figure out, well, hold on a minute, what happens if I do this?
I suppose, yeah, I suppose. But I mean, even playing it now, forget back then, even playing it now, I'm not proud to admit it, but there's no way I could have finished this game without fucking walkthroughs on YouTube, mate. Absolutely no way. I mean, I've got so much respect for people that have completed this game. I could not do it. I mean, it took me 20 years to complete with walkthroughs. Jesus, absolutely amazing. But yeah, it was worth it. You see now that guy's gone.
Yeah.
So he's no longer in that tube because you shot that.
Yeah, but back in the day, we had to pick up magazines and things and just pray that there was kind of a walkthrough guide in it or
One
some,
line and you were done.
hints and tips. Otherwise, you had to
I found it.
you had to write into Channel 4 and see if you could get on Games Master and he'd figure it out for you.
Jesus. So here, I've got this little battle going on. Guess what happens when you die in this game? If you haven't passed the checkpoint,
Boom.
you've got to do it all again.
Back you go.
So there's no... I didn't know this at the time, so I was trying to go forward, and that guy, for instance, that should have been killed with the chandelier, he was still alive. And I was thinking...
I think the whole difficulty setting that you get on the newer versions of it is actually based on where the checkpoints are located. I think the harder you crank up the difficulty, the fewer...
Chandelier's back?
Yeah,
Shot the chandelier.
exactly. The fewer checkpoints you'll actually get, so... It's not harder in the respect that there's more enemies on screen or anything. It's just harder in the fact that you've got to work that bit harder to get where you need to go.
Yeah, yeah. So for us, I think it was at the time it was an amazing game. It was nice for us to play it now because we played it back then, and all the rest of it's in I was going to say HD. It's better colors. But I mean, if someone hasn't played this back then, I don't know how much they would fancy this game, mate. I really don't. I mean,
well, I don't know. I think anyone who's not played this will enjoy it. I mean, it's
do you think?
Well, yeah, it's priced.
If they enjoy a challenge,
it's priced like an indie game is, and you know,
he's dead.
And a lot of indie games that come out now are famously difficult to complete.
Yeah. Thank goodness for this bit here, which is in the PS4 version now, you can pick what scene you want to jump to. So if you've missed a trophy, for instance, or you want to go home and, you know, come back again, you've got your continue.
The tank scene.
You love this scene. I know you love this scene.
Yeah.
Look at the cutscenes. I mean, back then this was crazy.
This just I think this just serves the story so well. So I mean.
This bit. Please tell me, what do you do here?
You know,
you
literally have to randomly bash the buttons and hopefully you'll get it in the right order. It just sort of enforces the fact that this guy's in a completely different world and he hasn't got one clue what he's doing.
Yeah, so you sort of worked it out as, well, you're supposed to feel like you're in another world, hence why the player doesn't know what he's doing, because you wouldn't know what to do, is what you're telling me.
That's it, yeah. I just think this final section of the game is just so... the pacing is just so brilliant, and the whole tank's just smashing through.
The temple, the ladies.
Yeah,
well,
exactly.
I think there were ladies
on the SNES version, a little interesting fact, they had to cut a few of the pixels off the crack of the lady's backsides for Nintendo to allow it to be released.
Oh my god, well, it was like porn for back then.
Basically, yeah, a little bit of adult content, obviously Nintendo.
Mate, they don't even look like human beings, mate.
No, but it was just
these cutscenes, absolutely amazing.
It was just a request from Nintendo that they wanted a couple of pixels shaving off the butt cracks, otherwise it wasn't coming out.
Excellent.
Now, this is great. This final scene is, I mean,
comes to save you.
Exactly. Any other game, you'd be having some epic boss fight now, but. Obviously, this just tells it differently.
Well, this was pretty epic for back then.
Yeah, you'd basically crawling across the floor with a broken back, trying to obviously reach whatever's at the other side of the screen.
Broken legs.
Indeed, it took me ages to figure this scene out. Obviously, to time it right, pull the levers and crush him. But I think
the clues are there, like you said. I suppose there's a lever. There's nothing
else. That's it. I think.
But you got to pull it at the right time as well.
That's it. I just think the ending of this is great. I mean. You kind of expect that, you know, he's going to start the game, get through it and get back home, but obviously not. He basically flies off into the sunset with his buddy and it kind of leaves it open, which I just thought was...
on a dragon.
It was beautifully done. It's just... I'd rather they never made the god-awful sequel that they did for the Mega CD, which just totally ruined it.
Mate, I didn't even know there was a sequel.
Yes, there was. It was... it didn't do very well. It was pants. You basically just controlled it as his... from the point of view of his buddy, and Lester died in it, which I thought was just a complete and utter cop-out.
Oh, that's not good. This is the old school graphics. We would have seen it back then on the epic final. You finally made it after probably 4 hours gameplay from dying all the time. So it was really good to finish this game. This is what... sorry, Clark, you were going to say something, mate.
No, I was just saying it was a great feeling when you finally got to the end of it.
Absolutely. And this is where our video ends as well. Clarky, I'd just like to personally thank you, mate. It was absolutely great getting you on board for this video.
Oh, you're welcome, and I hope to do another one in the future with you, mate.
Oh, that'll be good. Excellent, mate. So anyway, yeah, if you liked the video, please like it, subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow both of us on Twitter, and we'll catch you next time. Take care. Bless.